Hello, my name is Emma Richardson. I'm the EU Affairs at the Institute of International and European Affairs. I'm joined by Barry Cowen, MEP, who has just taken part in our discussion in Galway on Ireland's voice in Europe in partnership with the European Parliament Liaison Office. So Barry, my first question to you is, how did you find this evening? What are one or two key takeaways from the discussion?
Well, look, I want to thank your organisation for organising the event. We're dependent on organisations like yours being in a position to inform the public of issues impacting on Ireland from Europe, and where better to include that than members of the European Parliament and our role within the legislative process that engages with the Council, that engages with the Commission, and that has an impact on many aspects of life in Galway and the West in Ireland. So it's important that we educate, assist and help and scrutinise and engage with those that give us the privilege of being in that position. And tonight was perfectly a great turnout, a great engagement, a wide range of subjects, a good discussion, respectful discussion, a learned discussion, and there are things to take away from it from everybody's part, including my own.
And if you had to remark on one key takeaway from the discussion with your other MEPs and from the question and answers too, what would it be?
I think there's a growing discussion taking place because of the geopolitical situation that now dominates the news, whether it be in relation to the war in Ukraine, whether it be in relation to the situation in the Middle East, the situation with the new American administration and an impending and possible international trade war, that then the discussion around defence and security, the impact that will have on those nations which are directly impacted, but we too are indirectly impacted. The discussion here centred on cyber security, centred on cable security, centred on the sharing of information in order to ensure we don't have the sort of attacks that cost more to the health system we did a cyber attack as compared to COVID and the vast cost that was. I think that brings it home to people how important and relevant it is. The other thing I would say, and I made the point myself, I hope it resonated, that the value of Europe is in its strength is in its unity. We've seen that in relation to Brexit, we've seen that in relation to the COVID response and the vaccination programme and the success of that, and the help and assistance we got in relation to ensure that businesses and homes were protected during that terribly dangerous time that we all feared. So, if the same unity of purpose and unity of resource can be brought to bear in relation to those issues, those geopolitical issues, I think we're in a good place then.
I think you touched on most of the important topics that we got to cover, which were a lot.
Yes.
So I have one final question. As a Midland-North-West MEP, what key issue are you pushing to the forefront in Brussels?
I'd say that is dominated by the committee one finds oneself on. My candidacy during the course of the election spoke to agriculture, spoke to its place in the rural economy. My candidacy spoke to energy security on foot of the transition and the acceleration of decarbonisation that's taken place in my own hinterland, and the role and of significant impact that the likes of the West Coast can play if part of a pan-European project to develop the port, to develop grid infrastructure, to be in a position to offer first call on that power to this region and to the north, with a view to attracting investment in business and industry and commerce, and that in itself offers opportunities and cooperation with universities, ensuring our young people have opportunities to remain, live and have a full and valued life here in this constituency.
Great, thank you, Barry.
Thank you.